Ivana Abreu, and we are now recording, so hope everyone is comfortable and ready for that. Like I said, my name is Ivana Abreu. I am the Summer Bridge Coordinator for Growth Sector. So Growth Sector, as many of you know, because I recognize a lot of the names, but just making sure that our folks who are new to the room understand who's here today. Growth Sector is a nonprofit that is based out of San Francisco, and while we are based out of San Francisco nationally, we provide opportunities for students to excel in STEM, excel in math, and really connect, especially today, with industry leaders and folks who can show you that it can be done, how it can be done, and give you a space to be able to see yourself and see your journey and the journey of others. So really, really happy to be here. I also have some of my colleagues that I'm going to let them introduce themselves. Myra, if you wanted to unmute yourself and introduce yourself. I know folks recognize your name.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. My name is Myra Perez, and I'm a program coordinator for STEM Core Growth Sector, and super excited to see quite a few of my cohort students from Santa Ana College and even some past students. So this is really great. Thank you all for joining today.
All right, folks. So I know we've got lots of information and people to introduce you to. I'm going to pass things off to Anthony with Caltrans. I'm going to encourage you folks to make sure that we participate, we use the chat, right? And that we engage with our really great presenters here. So Anthony.
All right, thank you. So once again, my name is Anthony. I'm from Caltrans. I'm in the Division of Design in District 7. And so welcome, everybody. We're glad you guys are here, and we're excited to share with you guys what Caltrans is all about. Before we get started, just want to go over real quick on what we're going to go over today. So we're going to go over a quick intro to Caltrans, give you a little bit of background of what we do and what we're made up of. And first off, we're going to have a few words from our Deputy District Director of Design, Gerald Cam. And then with that, then I'm going to show a short video that was produced by our headquarters to show you guys the injured in careers in Caltrans. Then after that, we're going to spend a few minutes to talk about the different opportunities we have, especially for the Growth Sector program over in Caltrans. We're going to have people talk from design, surveys, right-of-way engineering, and maintenance. And then at the end, we're going to have, we've, at least in District 7, we've been participating in the Growth Sector program for at least last couple of years. And from each of the years that we've participated, we have picked up some interns to be permanent Caltrans interns. So we're going to have, we do have a couple of people that we'd like to, give you some of the insight that they have from from their experience from the Growth Sector program in Caltrans. Then we're going to open up for any questions that you guys might have, Caltrans and or the program. All right. So with that, I guess we'll get started with a few words from our Deputy District Director of Design, Gerald Cam.
Hey, Anthony, thanks. And just real briefly, Caltrans itself is an agency responsible for the maintenance and operation of the highway network through the state of California. It's a portion of the highway network that the state of California owns and operates, because there are portions of roads that are owned and operated by the city or the counties, but the state highway system is what we own, operate, maintain, design, and that's really what we do. And you guys, as people interested in going into a STEM program, would be civil engineers or technicians helping us to design projects for improving the highway system. And so welcome, and I hope to see you guys coming on board this coming summer. If you're interested in coming to work for us, it's a great place to work. A little bit about myself, just to kind of give you an idea of what the opportunities are. I started at Caltrans as a student assistant myself, and I'm the Deputy District Director of Design now. In addition to that, similar to many of you guys, I grew up in the inner city. I only had my dad working, so I paid for my own college, worked part-time, took the bus to school. So similar to many of you guys, had to overcome those same challenges and obstacles. And if you stay the course, determined, make a network of friends that you can rely on to help you through the challenges, you can accomplish things. So just want to make sure that you guys understand that it's not you by yourself. It's the network of the community that you choose to help support you that's going to help you be successful. I didn't get to hear on my own. I had a network of people that I relied on to help me get over my struggles and my hurdles. And the growth sector, the STEM core program is something that is here to help you guys to help bridge that gap. And I hope for you to be very successful in your future endeavors with being a part of the STEM core growth sector program. So with that, Anthony, I'll turn it back to you.
Awesome. Thanks, Cheryl. So first off, I just want to give you guys a little bit of background about Caltrans. So Caltrans, we have just over 21,000 employees statewide. And of those 21,000 people, about 30% of those employees are working in the engineering field within Caltrans. And with what we do, like what Gerald was saying, is we maintain all the state highways within California. And so in California, we maintain about 250 different various state highways and interstates throughout the state, which equates to just over 15,000 miles of centerline miles, which also equates to just over 52,000 lane miles that we maintain and operate and whatnot. So Caltrans is made up of 12 districts throughout the state, with District 1 being all the way up north up in Eureka, and District 12 being all the way down south to in Orange County. Now, and our headquarters is located all the way up in Sacramento. Now, the 4 districts that you guys might be more familiar with, or you might deal with more than others, would be the 4 southernmost districts. So as we just mentioned, we have District 12, which is in Orange County. We have District 11, which covers San Diego and Imperial County. And District 8, which is the largest district in Caltrans, which covers San Bernardino and Riverside County. And most importantly, District 7, which is the district that we all work in right now, which covers Ventura and Los Angeles counties. Of note, we do want to point out there's 2 other districts that we want to point out, District 4 and District 10. So currently, they have interest in working with the growth sector program. So hopefully, they see how it works out, and some of you guys who are from these regions, you guys might actually apply to the growth sector program. So with that, I just want to show a quick video about engineering careers in Caltrans. Let me switch over right now.
With over 20,000 employees, Caltrans, the California Department of Transportation, is a world-class engineering organization that manages the people and regions of California.
When I graduated college, I wasn't too sure about what I wanted to do with my degree, and then I got hired on with Caltrans, and it's been the best decision I've ever made. So many opportunities in planning, right-of-way, maintenance, programming, so many different aspects that come into play in what Caltrans is.
We have some of the most talented field crews anywhere working out there in some challenging and sometimes beautiful field conditions, using the latest technologies, doing their jobs, and bringing that data into the office, where we have some of the most talented staff you'll find anywhere.
We play a significant role in making our economy the 5th largest in the world, bringing goods and services to California's customers and ensuring their travel safety. Caltrans works with local agencies to manage more than 50,000 miles of California's highway and freeway lanes, funds 3 of Amtrak's busiest inner-city rail services, and permits more than 400 public-use airports and special-use hospital heliports.
Today, this is my office. One of the things I like most about working for Caltrans is the ability to get out of the office and actually look at the projects we're working on firsthand in the field.
Our goal is to be a performance-driven, transparent, and accountable organization that values its people, resources, and partners, and meets new challenges through leadership, innovation, and teamwork.
Caltrans is a great place to work. Here in design, we prepare plans, specs, and estimates and we coordinate with maintenance and construction to make sure that our projects are constructible and maintainable. What I love about Caltrans is that there's so much to learn, and I'm surrounded by great mentors who are always willing to help me out along the way.
There's a certain satisfaction that comes from knowing that I've designed a piece of that infrastructure, and that what I have done is something that will benefit the lives of millions of people.
I started with Caltrans as a student assistant, and I was instantly drawn to the challenging and engaging projects that I had the opportunity to work on. When a position opened up, I didn't even think twice of applying. Caltrans provides you with the tools and resources to set you up for career success, and working for Caltrans feels like a family.
We are dedicated to our vision of a safer, more sustainable, and accessible transportation system for all users.
The quality of management and the ability to facilitate and cultivate a positive work atmosphere. Everyone I've worked with at Caltrans, they know the tangible benefits that they are conferring on the community, and they're proud of it. And they take great pride in not just what they're working on, but the results they see day in and day out.
So I've been with Caltrans for 26 years, and what I have appreciated the most about working for Caltrans, the opportunities that we have here that you may not have at other state agencies or in the private sector. If you want to work in roadway design or in bridge design, drainage or geotechnical design or environmental engineering, there are so many different opportunities, and you are encouraged to move around.
One of the things I love about working for Caltrans is how diverse we are. So there's a lot of collaboration. Love the environment. Love the family nature of working in Caltrans.
As a professional land surveyor, I do have the opportunity to work in the field or in the office. If you love the mountains, if you love the coast, if you love the valley, Caltrans has those opportunities.
I appreciate the ability to explore your career. So if you're not sure what you want to do, there are so many places that you could land and you can find the best version of yourself here. I would say, do yourself a favor, come work for us. We would love to have you. You would make us better.
Hey, all right. So that's convincing enough, but if you still need more convincing, we have a few more things we do want to share with you guys. So in Caltrans, like the video says, we're a really big organization made of quite a few different divisions. So we have division of design, construction, traffic operations, project management, planning, right-of-way, and maintenance. And within each division, we have a lot of other like subunits within those divisions or various different types of units. So within design, we have surveys, we have GIS, we have hydraulics, we have pavement design, we have roadway, and we have landscape architecture. Oh, and also utilities. Under construction, we have construction management, where they manage projects. We have the CPM, which stands for Critical Path Method, where they help develop the schedule, construction schedule out in the field. And we have a construction inspection, where we inspect to make sure everything's built according to plan. Then we have traffic operations, and under traffic operations, they have ITS, which is Intelligent Transportation Systems. That's where you see all the changeable message signs and that tells everybody what's actually happening. So then also we have transportation safety. We have system performance, where they analyze how each route is working out. So if you see like a lot of cars like this over here, they try and find out where the issues are, and so then we could make improvements to it. Then we also have DTM, which stands for District Traffic Management, where when we have construction, they find out the best work windows to construct our projects, so we don't disrupt traffic, or we disrupt traffic as little as possible. Then we have project management. Under project management, we have project management where they actually manage the projects. Then we have program management where they manage the funds for each project. Then we also have risk management, because every project has certain risks, and we know there's risks, and so they manage those to make sure we minimize those risks. Then under planning, We have project studies where they study all the various alternatives to find the best one to construct, design and construct. We have multimodal planning where they look at all different modes, whether it be transit, whether it be rail, whether it be bicycles. They look and see how all those fit together. They also have regional planning where they look at all the routes together to see how they all work together. And so if you have traffic in one area, we want to make sure that it doesn't affect the traffic in another area. So, so with that, Caltrans is the workplace of choice. And for interning, you guys might be wondering, hey, if you guys do intern for us, what are some of the typical duties that you guys might do? So one thing is CAD, which stands for Computer Aided Design Drafting. And in Caltrans, we use MarketStation, where that's how we, what we use to design our projects. And sometimes you guys might help, after we design everything, you might help with developing the quantities, because we definitely need to know how much of certain things we need to actually build something. And also, you guys might even help review plans and reports that we produce. So now we're going to open it up to the different divisions that are looking to get some interns, especially from the growth sector. So in the division of design, we're going to have someone speak from design, from surveys, someone from roadway engineering, and someone from maintenance. So first off, let's go with design. So I'm from design, so I'm going to take care of this. So in design, like we said, we design roadways, we design all different kinds of things. And once again, like we said, we use CAD to facilitate our designs. And then after you lay it out, we also have design programs. And in Caltrans, we use what we call Civil 3D, where you get your design, you model it in a three-dimensional model, and to see how to make sure that it works out properly. And once you're done, you could even do a rendering to see how it would look if it was actually built. And another unit under design, we have utility engineering. So utility engineering is engineering where they try and take a look at the spider web of utilities that's buried under our roadways. And we need to find out where they are, so then we can make sure that we can design around all these different utilities, so to provide the most minimal impact to any of the utilities. They also have landscape architecture, where you get a plain road like this, and we convert it to make it more appealing and more welcoming to the users. So here you see, they put in this wooden walkway over here, and you put in this the rock wall over here to make it look more aesthetically pleasing. So with that, I'll hand it over to Jay Sadlich to give some background on the Office of Surveys.
Thank you, Anthony. My name is Jay Sadlich. I'm the chief for the Office of Surveys, and I'm a professional land surveyor. Next slide, please, Anthony. A brief overview of the Office of Surveys. We're a 60-person office, plus or minus. We're involved in land surveying and GIS mapping, and we're in the division of design. Anthony mentioned earlier in his presentation that they use models to render basic facilities. We're the ones who collect that data for the engineers and our other clients within the organization. So we're involved in the creation of a lot of different data sets used by engineers and others downstream during our projects. We use a lot of cutting edge technologies. The first slide the first image that you see on this particular slide shows some online GIS mapping. So GIS stands for Geographic Information Systems. So these are maps with a heavy database component, and my office has that expertise in-house within the division of design. We're also involved working in the field, and you can see an image at the lower part of this slide that's up north of Castaic. If any of you are familiar with the recent route fire just north of Castaic, we're involved in some of the rebuilding efforts. So this is, in this particular slide, you can see this 400-foot section of burned out wall that we're monitoring to see if there's any movement, and then we're also scanning to provide a 3D rendering of the image for our design engineers. So we have first slide, please, Anthony. That one, perfect. We'll stay there for a minute. We have varied work environments, and we have staff that both works out in the field and in the office. And we work anywhere within the counties of Los Angeles and Ventura. Next slide, please, Anthony. So we're offering hands-on learning opportunities for growth sector students. First of all, in the office, we have two functional units in our office, the geospatial branch and the mapping branch. They're divided by discipline. So the geospatial branch is involved in GIS type mapping, engineering type mapping, and base mapping, and then geodetic surveying. Our mapping unit is involved in a lot of what we call alignments. So those are the center lines of our facilities. In the field, we have offices based geographically in Baldwin Park, Santa Fe Springs, Santa Clarita, and we have a satellite office in Buenaventura for Ventura County. And in the field, students can expect to be involved in topographic surveys, construction surveys, as Anthony mentioned. After the engineers complete their design, someone's got to go build it, and that's what we do. We stake it out so that contractors can finish the task. We have control surveys, which hold everything together, and then we perform boundary retracement surveys on behalf of right-of-way engineering. Next slide. So we've got some testimonials. I've got a couple of testimonials here, and I'm not going to be reading these, but I do want to explain how we've structured this with our growth sector interns in the past. The way we operate this, we're a very professional organization, and we want to make sure that the student experience when you're an intern in the Office of Surveys is tailored to the student's needs. So as part of the feedback that we received from the latest crop of growth sector students, they're really requesting more face-to-face interaction with staff. So, you know, we are teleworking part of the time, and students were reporting into our district office one day a week, but the students have requested more because they want that hand-holding. They want that hands-on face-to-face experience with professionals in the Office of Surveys. So we're going to be accommodating that and adding more days in our office so that we can, you know, interact face-to-face with the growth sector students. But beyond the testimonials, I think the testimonials really speak for themselves. We had a couple of very great motivated, excited interns, and we loved working with them. And now what I'd like to do is I'd like to do a handoff to Stephen Huey from Right-of-Way Engineering.
Thank you, Jay, and thank you, students, for your interest in opportunities Right-of-Way Engineering has to offer. Next, please. In just 5 minutes, I hope to give you a broad picture of who we are and what we do here in Right-of-Way Engineering, the products we prepare and support of Caltrans project delivery, and the dynamic records we maintain of what Caltrans owns, and the changes underway in the way we make those records accessible internally and externally. Okay. So all our work in right-of-way engineering is performed in support of the Caltrans mission statement, which we take very seriously, to provide a safe and reliable transportation network that serves all people and respects the environment. We have a great team of 30-something professionals led by Otto, Harkin, PLS, PE, JD. Our professional classifications are specified in the Transportation Surveyor series, but we're separate from the Office of Surveys under the Design Division. And this promotes coordination, team building, which we had a lot more of before COVID, and get-togethers with right-of-way agents, but we still do it. What else do we do? Well, our manual states that we are responsible for the preparation of maps, documents, and legal descriptions for the acquisition and disposal of rights-of-way and the preparation, maintenance, and update of record maps of the highway, right-of-way, and other Caltrans properties. Whew. Anyway, Otto's elevator speech goes more like this. We determine what Caltrans owns for design or court cases, recommend what should be acquired, and generally serve as consultants for design and legal. Next. This is a list of our products and records we deliver and then make accessible both internally and externally. We produce them in the process of delivering and closing out Caltrans projects. But don't worry, I'm not going to read all this, and there will not be a test. A simplified outline of that process of delivery goes like this. We define the problem. We choose the problem. We design the solution. And the blue is we obtain the right-of-way for the solution. And then we build the solution. And at a glance, it may look like right-of-way engineering is involved only in the blue phase, but in truth, we are closely involved in every phase. But it is this, let's just say this, the final phase is the one everyone tends to overlook. And that's the one that guarantees the future for right-of-way engineering. And that is maintain the solution. Next. Now, everything has a shelf life, right? Changes over time from climate and from developments on the adjoining lands ensure the future for right-of-way engineering. In the photo above, the high surf threatens a section of PCH in Ventura County, which may now have to be replaced with an elevated roadway. This work will involve right-of-way engineering and the acquisition of additional temporary and permanent rights. And even massive bridges have a shelf life. In the lower right photo, the demolition of the Gerald Desmond Bridge is underway with the lowering of the main span. Now, it was built in 1968 and it was replaced by the Long Beach International Gateway Bridge opened in 2020. I had the privilege to work on that, the right-of-way for that. If these two factors, climate change and developments on adjoining lands, ensure the future of right-of-way engineering, a third virtually guarantees it, and that's encroachment into states' right-of-way. Unfortunately, some students will inevitably need to transition their career paths as changes in technology reduce demand for work in dying professions. However, as we will see if history is any indication, challenges for transportation surveyors working in right-of-way engineering to resolve encroachment cases, trespassing encroachment, should be around for a long time. This 2,700-year-old slab of limestone, 4 feet high, 2 feet wide, and 1.5 inches thick, bears witness to the enduring problem of encroachment into states' right-of-way, which we deal with. It is just one of several final monuments that Assyrian King Sennacherib set along both sides of his royal road widening project in the ancient city of Nineveh, in what is now Mosul, Iraq. The royal inscription carved into each one commemorated the project and ended with the following warning. If at any time when anyone of the people living in this city tears down his old house and builds a new one, if the foundation of his house encroaches upon the royal road, he will be hung on a stake over his house. And we don't do that. But next, right-of-way engineering records have come a long way from lines and wedges pressed into clay with a stylus and then baked to last forever. And this is where you come in. They're no longer inked onto parchment and vellum with quills or onto linen and mylar with Leroy lettering guides and technical pins. Hopefully soon they will no longer be needed to be printed out on paper spooling from large format printers and plotters. We currently have on hand at District 7 scans of nearly 5,000 right-of-way record maps alone, the bulk of which were produced in the 1940s and 1950s. And we have continued to change the way our records can be accessed, from paper copies to files loaded onto thumb drives to scans or links to shared folders sent via email. Student interns will telework in a learning capacity and assist with georeferencing right-of-way maps for GIS access online to maps and deeds for state freeways and highways in Los Angeles and Ventura counties. Now, this is an opportunity to work with a great team and get a foot in the door to an enduring profession. Thank you. Oh, it's so much more. I could, I'm not, in 5 minutes, I can't really do it justice. So if you have interest in this, it sounds like something you're looking for, reach out to us, please.
Awesome. Thanks, Stephen. And now we'll yield the floor to John Zaki from our maintenance division.
Good morning, everybody. Caltrans, the Division of Maintenance STEM opportunity. We have opportunity in major damage and disaster response unit. Major damage is event that it's recent, unexpected, and event-driven. So if those three items apply to an event, it is a major damage event. It can be a storm, wildfire, earthquake, landslide, or man-made, or anything that it's recent, unexpected, and event-driven. All other needs are planned project addressed by the State Highway Operation and Protection Program. We call it the CHOP program. So we have our vacancy now for student assistant is in the major damage unit and emergency, but all other projects other than this, which those three apply to it, are covered by the CHOP and other minor program. What we need is, in a learning capacity, the student assistant will assist with plan review, project documentation, organization of reference material, will assist in weekly expenditure updates from AMS, which is the Advantage Management System, for director's order, district director order, emergency project, and update the emergency project spreadsheet according to the events that's applied. Also, in a learning capacity, student assistant will assist with construction, will assist the construction staff, resident engineer, assistant resident engineer, bi-weekly to obtain project status and update the emergency project spreadsheet accordingly. Since it's an emergency project, it's a fast pace, so we need somebody to just be on top of it for updating all the project spreadsheet on a bi-weekly basis. Also, one of the other duties will be the student assistant will assist construction claims unit, estimate desk staff, and for the completion of the projects with pending items like contract payment, COSIP claims, as-built plans, and others. And also will assist in the spreadsheet update on a bi-weekly spreadsheet update. That's the vacancy in maintenance right now, and would love to have you with us on board. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Sean.
Thanks.
So, all right, yeah. So with that, we're gonna go to testimonials because yes, like John said, we do have one growth sector intern that we're trying to bring on as a permanent Caltrans intern that was just doing that. So first off, I'll open up for Jesus Ramirez, who's I guess alumni of the 2022 growth sector program with Caltrans.
Yeah, thank you. So working at Caltrans was actually a very interesting work. It was actually one of the second jobs I had that actually helped develop some communication skills. I've worked in the division of maintenance, and what I saw a lot was a lot of new terminology that I didn't know of. So I kept asking questions, and it related back to what like my teachers used to say, where there's no such thing as a dumb question unless it's given. So ask away as many questions as you can, because the amount of information you get from this job is the amount of effort you put in. So just know that everyone knows you're a student intern, so you really don't know much, and they're very accommodating for you. So please take initiative, ask as many questions as you can, because in the long run, as your interview or internship is ending and you didn't ask enough questions, you would have wished for more, because now you're, once you get in the groove, ask the right questions, everything's just easy and fun, and then you're just gonna have a great time at this internship. So I wish everyone good luck.
All right, thanks, Jesus. Hey, so so what did you think about your experience with working at Caltrans? Do you find it inspiring and made you want to do it more?
Oh yeah, definitely. I actually want to do that cycling program where you work in planning and division, because right now, working with just maintenance, I know there's still like certain little gaps of information I'm missing, and I would like more information of how the inner works of every department is working. I know the general gist of it, but like actually hands-on is actually, I feel like more, it'll help me more in my work, in line of work, because I know what they're going through, and it's a little bit more like I can see it from their perspective, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, and just for everybody's information, when you do come on to Caltrans as a transportation engineer, definitely we do have what Jesus is referring to as a rotation program, to where you get to work in all the, or not all, but various different divisions within Caltrans, which it really helps give a little bit of background on how they all kind of fit in and how, different divisions work together with other divisions. So yeah, all right. So awesome. Thanks a lot, Jesus. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Larry, who's also an alum of the Growth Sector Intern program from last year. So Larry, if you could give us some insight about your experience with the Growth Sector program and how your experience in Caltrans turned out.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name's Larry Monreal, and right now I'm currently going to Cal State Fullerton. So I want to give a testimony and also a summary of what I'm doing currently right now. So before being a student assistant, I was in the Growth Sector program. I attended 2 months with Caltrans. I was in Design A. So I mean, everyone here is a student, looking for opportunities. So I encourage you guys to look at this opportunity given at Caltrans. It's very broad, so there's various departments. So yeah, I enjoyed my time as a Growth Sector, and after that, I transitioned to a student assistant. A quick summary: what I did as a Growth Sector student for the 2 months. I know 2 months is very little, but take much advantage as you can throughout those 2 months. Something I did in those 2 months was I used MicroStation. I read some manuals such as the PPM Chapter 2 and the Chapter 17, and also the Highway Design Manual, the 2018 Standard Plans and Standard Specifications. One tip I give for you students is before you guys enter the Growth Sector, I encourage you guys to look up the Highway Design Manual and the 2018 Standard Plans and Standard Specifications. I mean, it's open to public, so just look into that, get an experience of what you're going to see in the future. So maybe when you work with, you're in the Growth Sector for the 2 months, you're already prepared. You can let your supervisor know that you already read the manual, so you'll be ahead of the game. That's one tip I give for you students. So after that, I transitioned to utility department. I got hired through UEI, and the UEI was something Anthony gave. He gave me a tip to apply through UEI, so I took that advantage and I applied through there, and I got hired as a utility engineer, student assistant. And something I do as a utility engineer is I work as a team. So last summer, actually this summer 2022, I wasn't attending school. I was working full time, so I would go to the office once a week, which was very great. I was able to meet new people. I was able to collaborate, also get lunch with workers, and make friends as well. So that's something I enjoyed. I was also in the utility. I was also able to be exposed with different type of work. So different type of proposed work, from like sound walls, Clean California projects such as rock blankets, various different projects. That's what I like about utilities. You get to see different type of work, so you get hands-on with project plans. And I also understood the project plans of different procedures from each phase, from K phase to 1 and 2. And I also improved my communication skills working with other engineers and project engineers, where you have to send emails, give them calls, follow up with different phases and deadlines. So I encourage you guys to take this opportunity offered here at Growth Sector. I know Caltrans offers varied departments, and the environment at Caltrans is something you won't regret. I was once in your position, and I took the opportunity, and I don't think I'll ever take it for granted. And a tip I give for you here, for you students today here, is you must be eager and hungry to overcome struggles. I know school can be stressful, but I take it day by day. And those STEM-related resources at school, find them, and you'll find the opportunities, and you'll overcome your struggles. And my goal after I complete my student, my goal after I complete school is to work at Caltrans.
And we look forward to that, Larry. So thank you.
Yeah, and also I want to give thank you to Mara because she helped me out when I was in school. She helped me with my resume, with opportunities given, and I took them. So always take those opportunities, and always be eager. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Larry. So yeah. So with that, we're gonna open up to questions. So if you guys have anything you want us to elaborate on, or any questions you want to ask any of the presenters, feel free.
Yeah, if anyone has questions, feel free to ask me.
Perfect. And thank you, Anthony, for emceeing and leading us through that great presentation, and all of you folks. If anyone has a question, yeah, please make sure you unmute, introduce yourself, start practicing some networking. I see one question in the chat while we wait. How long are the internships normally? How long are your internship?
I think typically like 3 months, right?
Yeah. So for, I think the growth sector, it's 10 weeks. So it's 2.5 months. Yeah. So that's for the growth sector internship. But then if you guys like it a lot, and we like you guys too, we could pick you guys up. I wouldn't say permanently, but as long as you guys are still in school. There's a minimum number of units you guys need to take every month, which I'm not sure offhand. I think it might be 6 units, but I'm not 100% sure. But
yeah, six units.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so 6 units. So then you guys could work, for Caltrans until you guys graduate. And the way it works is, during the summer or break times, you guys could work full time. And then outside of that, you guys could work, up to like 20 hours per week. And they're paid internships. So, so yes. So it's not like working at some of these firms where you work for free because your payment is experience. No, in the Caltrans, you get paid, monetarily and also experience wise.
All right, Anthony, that sounds awesome. All right, and I see we have Ayomide. You have a question?
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. I actually have 2 questions. My first question is, for those of us that don't live in California, will our expenses to work at Coltrane during the summer be covered, or would we have to cover that? And my second question is, I know you guys said that positions are broad, but like what specific positions do you have for bioengineering majors and architectural majors?
I can take on the first part of that question. Thanks for asking. I know we have a few students who are out of state, so kudos to all of our out-of-state STEM core students for joining the call, just because the experience, the information that you're gaining. It's on a case-by-case basis. There are some situations where growth sector might be able to fund like the right candidate. For our STEM core students, as you all are aware, you submit a general application. So Caltrans is one of our amazing employer partners that we work with, but there could be also opportunities that might be better suited for you that are in state. However, if you have a great interest in being in California with Caltrans and it seems like a good fit, that's definitely a potential there as well. So sort of stay tuned. I don't want to say absolutely yes or absolutely no, but we have had students that we have funded housing for over the summer.
All right, thank you. And the second part of that question is, what units are accepting interns? So it's mainly the ones that we had presenters today. So in division design, we're looking for people, surveys, right-of-way engineering, and also maintenance, the major damage unit. So these are definitely the ones. We do have other ones that may be interested, but they're still deciding. So I think when the time comes, we'll definitely let you guys know. But at the very least, these 4 units within Caltrans are looking for some interns.
I would like to add on that I'm a mathematics major and I'm working with mostly engineers. So you could I was put in maintenance because I've had past experience with referral coordination. So realistically, this job is to help you see if you want to maybe switch majors. Yeah, which I'm kind of leaning towards, but like it's gonna require a little bit more school, but it is definitely something I want to. It's on my. I definitely want to continue with Caltrans. So there's a lot of positions available. You don't necessarily have to be an engineer to be part of Caltrans, but they do kind of sway you toward to be an engineer because it is very fun to be in the program.
All right, thanks, Jesus.
Should ask Anthony more specifically. As far as bioengineering, Caltrans doesn't really do that because we are a department that builds roads, so that's really more of a civil engineering profession. And we do have other disciplines, electrical engineers, some mechanical engineers, and landscape architects. So that would be the closest bridge to architecture, but architecture and landscape architecture are definitely different. As an architect, though, you do interact with engineers. So there would be that exposure of what the engineering side of the fence does. So if you were to be an architect, you would have a little bit more understanding of how you need to interact with engineers and speak the same language. But that would be as close as you would get working in our organization in regards to.
There's one other area, Gerald, and we can approach environmental planning. They probably didn't think that maybe there'd be interest, but they do have a cultural resources unit, and they deal with the State Historic Preservation Officer. So taking a look at the architecture and historic nature of, the highways, the bridge structures, the retaining walls, that might be something that might be more along the lines of what you're studying in architecture. So before we actually finalize the opportunities for next summer, what we normally do is we can put on another presentation that's more focused on the actual areas that we will have openings. Along with the presentation, we'll normally put out typical duty statements for those areas ahead of the presentation. So you can read them, figure out what the areas are, and have some questions ready to be asked at the presentation, because we will have our subject matter experts and more than likely the hiring supervisors available to answer those questions at that presentation.
Yeah, thanks, Derek. As Derek Higa, by the way, who's our principal design engineer in Caltrans District 7.
And I started out as a Caltrans student assistant as well, 4 summers.
So, okay, there was a question in the chat saying that last summer there were interns in the San Jose office, and they're wondering if there's any more for this summer as well. So, once again, I think, sure, yeah, chime in if you want, but yeah, I think District 10, which covers Stockton, did show interest in joining as well.
Yeah, I can just note that, Becca, in terms of placing students in the San Jose office last summer, there could have been STEM core students there, but it wasn't necessarily placed through our STEM core internship application. It could have been students who took initiative and got themselves there on their own. However, as Anthony just noted, we are in talks and hoping to be able to expand for opportunities in the Bay Area as well. So stay tuned. We'll do our best to keep you all up to date as we create new partnerships and hopefully can place additional students outside of LA as well.
Awesome. Okay, and I see some hands up. So I might put your name. Ayumide?
Oh, I think Ayumide already went. We can go with Jason, who's been waiting patiently with that really cool microphone of his.
Oh, geez, yeah. He's like a YouTuber.
He's got the setup.
Hi, everybody. Thank you all for coming, and I'm really glad to have been able to attend. I wanted to ask if what specific divisions would have the most relevance to electrical engineering, in your opinion?
Oh, it would be design. So well, it's a little bit complicated. So it's would be under traffic design, which is under our traffic division. But we do have two electrical design units. So so definitely, yeah, that would be a very good shoe-in for someone like you. Yeah.
Awesome.
So,
Thank you so
yeah.
much.
Hey,
We
no
also
problem.
have one electrical engineer in our office engineering unit performing quality reviews on our plan specs and estimates.
Yeah, that is true too. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, electrical, we do use electrical engineers. So yes.
Okay, I see. Yeah, it seems to have a pretty wide reach. So, okay. Thank you so much.
Hey, no problem.
That though, the bigger division is division of operations, and as Anthony said, it's Office of Traffic Design, but we also have an office called the Office of ITS, Information Technology Systems. So that's, you know, with the whole fiber optics, communications, talking to each other through that fiber optic system, conveying data to our traffic management center. So it depends on, you know, what realm within electrical you're interested in, but there are definitely different options there.
Definitely. Okay. Thank you so much. I really appreciate
Ryan,
it.
we'll be working on middle mile broadband network expansion for the next couple of years. So there's going to be lots of opportunity for electrical engineers at Caltrans.
Oh, yes. Yes. Especially ITS, because that's a unit where I actually on rotation, I went there on rotation as well. And yeah, it's one of those things where it's like when you see in those movies, you have those rooms with like, you know, 50 different TVs and the giant screens and stuff like that. That's what ITS does. And they manage all the you know, fiber optics, CCTVs and all that stuff, you know, for the district and for the state. So definitely a lot of really good opportunities there. Yeah. Okay. And next, Andy.
Hi, thank you for the very helpful information. I actually have two questions today. So the first question is, do you have any advice or tips when we apply to Caltrans as an intern? And the second question is, what kind of program beside SolidWorks or AutoCAD should we start looking into before applying? Thank you.
Okay. I'll start off, but yeah, if anybody wants to chime in, yeah, definitely feel free. But yeah, what we're looking for interns is just open mind. You know, they come in ready to learn. Because like Jesus says, you know, we as coming as an intern, especially you know, from a junior college, we're not really expecting you guys to know anything. You know, if you guys know something, definitely it's a bonus. But the main thing is we just want you guys to have open mind, ready to learn, and ready to soak up everything that we have. So, Stephen, you want to add something?
Yes, I mean, for the georeferencing that we're doing with the world out command with the JPEGs, it's nice. And so if you have the civil 3D background, that's great. I should also add that one of my star team members, Kevin, back to the biological engineering, you know, my daughter actually has just finished at UC San Diego and has a great job down there in bioengineering. But Kevin, my star member of my team, got his bachelor's in UC Irvine in biology, ended up getting his master's in geography at CSULA, and he's just as happy as could be, and just working out really well for the last 6 months over at you know, in right-of-way engineering, and he's on our GIS team there. So it just, you know, surveyors coming from a wide, disparate backgrounds, and with interest in hiking and outdoors and computers and maps and history, and all that combines together to form, you know, to give you unique backgrounds that you just might fit in really well with us. So don't think that you have to have, you know, this really strong math background and nothing else, just to do surveying or anything else. So I would just let you know that we have people that are very, very different in their backgrounds.
Awesome. Thanks, Stephen. Jay, you want to add something?
Yes, I do. I just want to share our own recent experience with the growth sector interns this last summer. Growth sector is very unique in that, you know, as opposed to most employment opportunities, we really aren't selecting the candidates. The candidates are selecting us. So what we did, and I mentioned this when I spoke, you know, we tailor what we do to what the student wants, what the student wants to experience. So both of our students really wanted to split their time between the field and the office. Initially, we had them in the office, and they had no prior experience with like GIS software. So we provided them with 2 weeks of comprehensive training in GIS, because we have the ability to do that. And then we worked with them for the next 3 weeks, with that. So we gave them some very, very basic training, and then with the hands-on with our staff, we went over various specifics. When they went out in the field, it can be very difficult to train for that, and unless you've really been immersed in it. And that's basically what we did with the students when they worked out in the field. So they got a completely different experience in the same type of team-oriented activity, hands-on, every day, working out in the field, directly with field surveyors. And the field surveyors taught them how to use the data collectors and how to run, the equipment on a very, very basic level. So I wouldn't be intimidated about something that looks daunting, that you don't know this or you don't know that. Respectfully, I think that you're putting obstacles in your own way. Just go for it. We know that you're starting out as students. We're aware of that. It's our job then to teach you. So don't put limitations on yourselves. Okay, go for it, and take the opportunity that you see in front of you, and embrace it. And don't be bashful. Tell Caltrans what you want to try to experience, and if we can accommodate that, we will.
Awesome, James. Thanks, Jay. So Ricky, you want to add something?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, my name's Ricky Lee. I'm currently the Senior Transportation Engineer in the Utility Engineering Unit. But previously, I was a project engineer in the Division of Design. And throughout the years, I've had the chance to work with student assistants, both as a project engineer and also currently as like a senior transportation engineer. And for student assistants, we are aware that that your goal is to gain work experience, make and build relationships with the organization, so that you can be better prepared for when it's time to apply for the actual full-time career job. So as a student assistant, I mean, we'll work with you as much as, like they say, it's the internship experience is as much as you're willing to put into it. If you can handle it, we'll throw the experience at you, with the hope that you can, make and build the skills on your resume to prepare for your career after you graduate. A big tip for the students who are interested in the engineering field, look into the requirements for an exam called the Engineer in Training or Fundamentals of Engineering exam. You'll see that you may qualify to take this exam as soon as maybe late in your junior year or early in your senior year of college. Look into the requirements, try to take the exam and pass that exam as soon as possible, as it opens lots of doors for you in the field of engineering. I know with Caltrans, for the position of Transportation Engineering Civil, we actually take the EIT or FE certificate in lieu of the civil engineering degree. And we have had several people come through, at least the utility engineering unit, as well as other units in design, who didn't have civil engineering degrees, but they are able to become transportation engineer civils or qualify for that position based off having that credential, the Engineer in Training or Fundamentals of Engineering exam.
Awesome, thanks, Ricky. Yeah, I know we're running a little bit long, but Andy, just to answer your second question, as far as what classes or programs you guys should know, just real quick. Yeah, AutoCAD is a strong must, not must, but it's highly recommended. That and or MicroStation, and Microsoft Word and Excel are actually two other really good programs that if you guys have good experience with, it would definitely really help you guys in Caltrans. So I know there's a couple other questions in the chat as well. So, but I'm not sure if everybody has to log off at 12 because already 12:02. So
folks that have to go, you're free to log off. We're just going to take 2 more minutes. I know that Myra has some really important points she wants to make about our application process and some reminders. So students, if you don't mind staying on for a couple moments, but thank you so much to all the presenters, Anthony, and every one of your names that I see here. Really, really appreciate you folks. And I know this was my first time meeting you folks, and I learned so much about the opportunities, but also the way you care about our students. And that's really great. So hope that lots of students, go through with the application process. And I will turn it over to Myra. I think Anthony, if you can stop sharing. Oh, there we go.
All right.
Perfect. Oh, Myra, you are muted.
Just kidding. Okay, sorry about that. Just took over the screen. Sorry, guys. Just wanted to put up a reminder for students that we do have a couple more events coming up for our employer speaker series. We still have, well, today was a Caltrans. We still have one next week for NREL, and then later in October, Lawrence Berkeley National Lab and Stryker. However, if you have not attended these two events for the internship development series for the resume writing, it already passed. But for those who are highly interested in applying for Caltrans, our internship application will be going live October 17th. However, if you have not already worked on your resume or need someone else to look it over, I am very more than happy to send over an appointment link setup where you can meet with me virtually one-on-one, and I can help go over your resume so we can make sure it's in good condition. So when you apply over here for the Caltrans internship through us, you'll be ready to roll. So just know that the application that will be through STEM Core will go live October 17th. And that will be emailed to you via your support specialist. Once you apply there, you will have to submit your resumes to us. So like I said, in the chat, I'll be sharing the link where you can sign up for one-on-ones if you want to go over your resumes with me, okay? Perfect. Let me.
Cool, folks. All set, Myra?
Yeah, let me just copy the link really quick. It's right here.
Perfect.
And here we go. Here's a link. So anyone who would like to, there we go. Set up an appointment. You can just click on that and I'm more than happy to meet with you. Thank you so much to everyone. This was such a great, I think, turnout, and just great hearing from all the different departments and even from our STEM Core interns. Thank you so much for sharing your experience with us, everyone.
Yeah, thank you, Larry and Jesus. Those were really great testimonies.
Thanks, everybody. And remember, Caltrans are the best, so just apply to Caltrans.
Anthony, you might see my application. That was such a good presentation.
I'll put you right on top.
Appreciate it, folks.
Everyone.
Have a great one.
All right, thanks, everybody.
Take care.
Thank you again.